Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, or if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for coming back. I'm here, guys. It is January 26, 2023. We have another tragic story, and I don't know how to best describe it, but a couple weeks ago I came here and told you guys that it seems to me, this is the conclusion that I came to realize, that more than ever, and I don't know all the histories of things like that, but it seems to me, since I live on this earth, that more than ever we see a type of crimes that are becoming onto the next level. Like a crime is a crime, like regardless, but the level of evil that is taking place in this world, it's getting scary. Okay, today I'm going to speak about the killing in Duxbury, Massachusetts. Here we are again speaking about Massachusetts, and the reason that I'm saying that is because we know in the last couple weeks, since the beginning of the year, Massachusetts has been in the news for various situations that's been going on, missing women, like a lot of adult women that have been missing, specifically the case that I spoke to you guys about, Anna Walsh. And now we have a mom, right? This happened a couple days ago. A mom from Duxbury, Massachusetts. She has been charged in the death of her two children, guys. This is very tragic, and I warn you, if you're listening to this or watching this, just be careful, because I'm gonna give you the story briefly, okay? But I understand that anything can be a trigger warning for anybody. If you're in that stage that you're dealing with something, please turn the channel off or watch something else. I'm here to bring an alert and to speak about this case, because this is really, it really touched me, because like I told you guys many times, I love kids, and to see the worst of being influenced by the devil, right? This is so, everything that is negative is influenced by the devil. Don't get confused about that. Everything at some point is influenced by the enemy. He just wants to steal, kill, and destroy. He has no positive goals with anybody on this earth whatsoever, okay? Nobody on this earth, or no anybody in hell right now. The enemy is looking who he can devour, and he's gonna put thoughts in your head. He's gonna put anything inside of you to make you believe something that is not, because at the end of the day, he just wants you to do the will that he has for your life. And like I said, it's very obvious, he wants nothing positive to do with you, okay? So the sad news coming out of Duxbury, Massachusetts, is that a Massachusetts woman is under arrest right now. She has been charged in the death of her two children, according to the police. A 5-year-old girl and a 3-year-old boy died, while a baby who turned 8 months on Thursday was flown to a Boston area hospital with traumatic injuries after all 3 children, okay? So it's 3 of them. I said 2 before. All 3 children were discovered inside the family Duxbury home 2 days ago, okay? The district attorney Tim Cruz identified the mother as 32 years old, Lindsay Clancy. He said that it appeared the children were strangled, and the district attorney Tim Cruz said he wanna say where in the home that was discovered, for privacy. And this is very sad, and how everything unfolded is even more sad. I think that we're living in very tough times. We have to pray every day, guys. You have to pray for people. I from what we've seen, it seems as though everybody, the majority of people, are living a double life. It's the life that they present to you, that everything is perfect, everybody's smiling on this beautiful Photoshop photos on Instagram with a perfect filter that make somebody believe that they're a lifestyle influencer, right? Because they love the likes, they want to feel good about something, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who are faking it, okay? They're posting videos on social media of the kids, of the day-to-day events that they do, such as going to school, going to get food to eat, going to the mall, whatever, right, day to day. And then they're in pain inside. And I do believe, I've been using social media for so many years now. I do believe that there's something about, and not trying to, blame or anything, but something is triggering this type of life, right? I think we get influenced by so many things. And the thing is that when you come on Instagram, you come on Twitter, right, and you had a bad day or something, let's just say, and then you like, I'm just gonna post a photo so that I can feel better about myself, right? Instead of going to God for that, instead of trying to find your purpose in life for that, and praying to God when you're not feeling like 100%, people are turning to social media to get the likes of strangers that perhaps never met them, never will, and then they feel good about it. But at the end of the day, that only feels good for a moment, right? And here we are, after we get off of social media, that we are in reality again. And once we hit reality again, we're back in that dark place where we're not feeling good about whatever it is that we're dealing with. And let me just tell you something, whoever is watching this, right, or listening to this, any thoughts of hopelessness that come to your mind, rest assured that's not coming from the Lord. The Lord wants the best for you, right? The Lord He wants a relationship with you. He loves you so much. If you haven't heard that, let me tell you, God loves you so much, and He wants a relationship with you. So the moment you start getting negative thoughts in your head, rest assured that's not God, and you have to break it in the name of Jesus. Okay, tell the devil to go in the name of Jesus. That is not from God. Okay, do not entertain it. Do not start analyzing yourself. Okay, and one thing I have to say, right, to everybody else, right, in the other side of that, be careful how you talk to people, because we are so quick to say to people, oh, that you feel bad about that makes you feel sad. Just because something is not affecting you personally doesn't mean that the other person should feel the same. Okay, when somebody comes to you and say, hey, I didn't like how so and so talked to me, don't say to anybody, well, you're being a victim, or you're just trying to, you're too sensitive. People will say that, right? People will say that to me, you're too sensitive. Learn to listen to people. Okay, learn to listen without giving a judgment based on prejudice, right? Help people. People are struggling right now, financially struggling. We're during the winter time. People right after Christmas, they go to that high of celebrating, right? And even during Christmas time, people do get sad, right, for memories and things like that, maybe not being able to be with their family. And then they enters January, and you will think that everybody's happy because of the new year. A lot of people are, but a lot of people come to a realization of their goals that they want to do in the new year, right? And where they're at the moment, and they want change, and they see everybody faking it on social media, right? Because 99% of the photos we see online are like made up for the likes, like I said to you guys. They're made up. So that's just reality. I'm not trying to, to say lies or anything like that. It's just we got used to this type of instant gratification from likes. If we're having a bad day, post a photo on social media. You get 10 likes in 2 seconds. It makes you feel good automatically. It does, right? And then you're like, oh, I feel better. But like I said, the minute you turn off that social media, then you go back in that moment and that emptiness and that feeling, whatever it is that you're dealing with. So anything, it affects you. And you have to understand that the only person, the only being in this life that can satisfy that and that can really, love you so much is God, and He wants a relationship with you. That's it. Nothing else, right? Not getting things, material things. A lot of people turn to buying things when they're not feeling good, eating, not eating, right? Punishing themselves working out and things like that because of what somebody said or what somebody said to them about their clothing, so they go on a shopping spree. People who are hurting are going to hurt you, especially verbally, right? Have you ever worn like a very nice outfit and then you show up to a place and people look, there's always that person who will look at you up and down but never say anything, and you know in their face they feel it, that you look better or that you look different, something you did to your hair, but they will never come and tell you, because by admitting that you look good, right, it makes them somehow feel inferior. And let me just tell you something, saying to somebody, hey, I love your hair today, it goes so far. Like, people, you don't know what people are dealing with. So if somebody, did something to their hair or they're wearing like a different type of makeup, it's okay to say to somebody, hey, I love your makeup today, hey, I love that new jacket. You don't have to be so like cold because you're so insecure or you're dealing with something inside that you completely disregard that, right? And the reason that I say this is because you look at a case like this, right? A 32-year-old woman did that to her 3 children. And it makes you think. I understand that there's people who are dealing also with depression and postpartum depression. And like I said before, anything that is negative like that is not coming from God at all. Okay, that's just the enemy. Any negative thoughts that come to your mind are strictly straight from the enemy, the kingdom of darkness. So do not entertain it. There are people who are so judgmental. We have to be so aware of prejudice, just because you see somebody's Instagram, you immediately assume, oh, this person, like, people don't even give you a chance anymore. They immediately like, oh, I don't like her. I just look at her, what she posts, like, all the time. Like, a lot of people ask you, like, it happens to me. This is why I'm talking about it, because people will be like, oh, so you're on Instagram, and you give them your Instagram, and then they don't even want to look at you anymore after they see it. Or there's a change immediately. I have seen people change, because people, like, in the past, they will be like, hey, what's your Instagram, right? I'll follow you. And then they follow you, but they will not even like one photo, right? And then you are like liking everything. Hey, I love meeting you today. I love everything. And they're like, they don't even like one thing, and then they change with you. It could be so many things, and then it could be so many things, any little things. And that's how we have become a society who judge people based on what they post, a society who doesn't even give you a chance to get to know people anymore. We classify people based on what they post on social media. Oh, I didn't like what they tweeted about abortion. I didn't like what they tweeted about fashion. Like, I say that because I talk about fashion. I post my fashion shows and things like that. I'm not going to talk to her if I see her in person. I'm completely going to ignore her, whatever. Like, people use a lot of that stuff, and it's just so sad that people don't give it a chance anymore. And I wonder, I understand that she was dealing with depression and postpartum, right? The mom in this case. I wonder if having 3 young kids is a lot, right? I'm not a mom, but I always been around kids. My mom was a babysitter for many years. It's a lot of work, okay? And people always want you to be, to this level of standards, right? And then the comments begin, right? It's almost like, once you have this, oh, your kids don't do anything after school, or they're not doing this, or they're not in the play, or they're not, like, people are always, they always focus on what you're lacking. They don't focus on what you have, right? Because they don't want to make themselves feel inferior. And this is why I'm speaking about it, right? Because we have to be so careful how we communicate with others, right? There's people that are hurting right now. There are people who are going to bed crying right now. People are just trying to do the best that they can. If you can just believe that at the end of the day, everybody's just trying to do the best they can. So maybe you should be more compassionate towards people and don't be so prejudiced, right? And just believe, look at her. She didn't even do that to the kids. She said she couldn't go and show them, let's just say, to the mall, bring them to Santa at the mall. She doesn't like those kids because of that. Maybe mom wasn't feeling, maybe she was under the weather, and dealing with 3 kids at a mall during Christmas Day was a lot for her. You have to be more compassionate to people, right? And it's so sad because, Lindsay Clancy now is in jail, right, because of that, what happened. And I think out of everybody, and including the dad, of course, she's gonna be the one who hurts the most, because it was her own hands that put that baby to sleep every day, who decided to do that, right? And it's just so sad. And I really, I pray for this family tonight. I hope you're praying for them today, also. And let's just pray that that they come to the feet of Jesus, right? At the end of the day, like I said, you guys, this is just another result of the works of the enemy. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy a beautiful family, right? 5-year-old and 3-year-old were dead, right? And the 8 months old, I believe, yeah, he was flown to the hospital. And how everything unfolded, what I was saying before, was that they live, let me just read to you guys. I believe that the dad came home. He was working from home. They have been struggling, like I said. The dad was working from home, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go buy food, dinner. Maybe, that way mommy doesn't have to cook tonight. Let's go get some dinner. I'll be right back. And as he comes back, he finds this tragedy. It's just very sad, you guys. It's a very sad story. And, I just, your life can change at any moment. And like I said before, people are struggling out there. So if you have some type of, if you want to, like, represent God wherever you go, love on people, right? Like I said, if you just believe that everybody's just trying to do the best that the best that they can with what they have, right? Everybody, we have a world out there who's struggling to survive, dealing with, having a job, having to deal with high prices, whatever it is, right? Just be compassionate towards other people. And I don't know, I don't know her story. I don't know if how long she was dealing with postpartum or things like that. But I wanted to say that, and God knows why, right? People, if you're dealing with something so big at home, that is taking care of 3 young kids, and then you leave your home, let's just say, and you happen to go somewhere, you're talking to family member, and they're yelling at you, right? And what are you doing? That's not how you do things. You don't know what you're doing, and your kids are not doing that yet. How come they're not doing that? Like, the way people talk to you, it affects you a lot, and you have to be more compassionate, okay? Because you don't know what she's living at home. Maybe she's stepping out of her home for a moment, and that, it's like when people invite you to go out to eat, and then they start arguing with you, and you're like, man, I thought I was coming for a good time, and now I'm not even hungry because everything you just spilled on me. Like, be careful how you talk to people, right? You don't know what people are dealing with. So, like I said, I don't know, like, what she was dealing with. All I know is what happened, and this happened, like I told you guys, 2 days ago. And it's just sad. Like I said, this year, it seems, it's only been a month since Christmas, and it seems to me what we were been learning, especially coming out of Massachusetts, is that a lot of these cases, a lot of these crimes that are happening are into a different level, and we just have to pray for people out there. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming to my channel and listening. Have a good night, everybody. God bless.